Hi guys, Paul here, and this is going to be a quick rundown and unboxing of the Foxtech Horizon HD version 4. Some of you would remember that a year or so ago we were running it on, or not running this one, but running the version 3 on Thomas's Texuma, and that worked absolutely beautifully. So essentially this is the upgraded version of that, and they've made quite a number of significant improvements, and we're going to run through and see exactly how this stacks up. It features a 14 megapixel sensor, 150 degree wide angle lens, and it can be run off 7 through to 28 volts. So you've got a reasonable range that you can actually use there. So what we'll do, we'll get it unboxed and get stuck into it. So this is essentially what you receive in the packaging. We have the manual, and we obviously have the main gear. So we'll start with the cabling and then head towards the rest of the gear. What we have here is a power cable, and that will basically plug into this guy. We'll touch bases on that shortly. We have this bunch of wires, and essentially it'll plug in the same port, and what this will allow you to do is then feed these servo connectors to different parts of your system. One goes to your photo, so it'll be to your receiver, where you can automatically take photographs via your receiver or your controller. And then we have the movie mode, which will switch the video camera on or off, as in to record video. And finally we have audio, and we have the DC video out, which I think is this one here. So but we'll run through that shortly. And we also have our USB cable. Now, those of you not familiar with the Horizon HD, the way this actually works is a HD camera, and much like the Mobius, you can actually feed the video footage from this camera directly to your OSD or your FPV transmitter, etc. So it's serving the function as your FPV camera and your HD recorder, and it's quite unique in the way in which it actually works. So this is the main controller. This will have to go on the aircraft, and obviously so will the camera. The monitor, you don't need to have that attached to your aircraft if you don't want to. You can use it for video playback or just framing your shots, etc. And you can also run through the menus and change settings, etc. So what we have is the record button. This will record video, and then followed by your photo button to take photographs. We have your play button and your menu button on this. And we have an LED indicator and the microphone on the Horizon HD. Now this is our 6-port multifunction. This is the multifunction port, which is where this cable will plug into it. Or alternatively, if you're just running it standalone, just this power cable will connect up, and you can hook this up to your battery and you're good to go. But essentially most of us are going to be using this cable, which will be hooked up to our receiver and our video transmitter. And on the other side, what we have is the camera port, and that's where this camera connector will actually connect into the Horizon HD version 4. And we'll go over to this side, and what we have is a USB port, a micro SD card slot, not sure how well you can see that, and also a HDMI port. And on the other side, we have the LCD screen connection. So what happens is this guy will basically just plug in like so. And like I said, you don't need to have this on the aircraft, but you may use this just to frame up shots, etc. And on this guy, what you have a power button, which will switch it on and off. This is the monitor, and you've obviously got your volume controls, and that's pretty much it, and a speaker, I assume. And onto the actual camera itself. So this is the Horizon HD camera. It's a little bit bigger than the previous version, and it feels like it's got a bit of weight behind it. Now, the previous version of the Horizon HD, which we had and we reviewed a while back, which was the Horizon HD version 3. Now that produced some really good video quality. We've got heaps of videos on our channel which are worth looking at, 1080p at 30 frames per second. And the quality out of that camera was actually quite superb. So it's going to be interesting to see how this guy actually stacks up, whether it's improved or not. And for that matter, even how it compares to the Mobius. I would imagine this is going to compete easily with the Mobius, if not be significantly better than the Mobius. So what we'll do is get this guy hooked up, plug that in there, I'll just get this power cable, that's all we need really. And we can switch this guy on. And here we go. So the camera's actually on, I'm not sure how well you can see that. I've got lots of bright lights here. But it all looks pretty good. I like the idea of this guy just being detachable. Menu. So we can obviously change our settings, I'm not sure how well you're going to see that. Camera mode and settings. So there are your 3 modes that you can cycle through. So what we'll do is get this guy outside and actually try him out. I'll unplug this guy so you can see what's going to happen. You'll notice it's on, and as you can see it hasn't switched off. It takes it a few seconds to switch off. What it has is an internal battery that holds about a 30-second charge, and that's just in case your battery goes flat, so it can actually shut down the memory card and close off the file so you don't actually corrupt your videos on it. Okay, so essentially the way you're going to actually put this on your aircraft, you're going to basically use these 2 components, and that's pretty much all you need. So obviously you can set your camera up wherever you like on your aircraft. We had this set up on the previous version on the nose of the Texumo, that was right up the front. And this was sitting somewhere near the CG of the aircraft, and that's why we had it configured previously on Thomas's Texumo. And I'll have some links in the description or some videos that you can actually have a look at and see what the previous version actually looked like, but the quality out of it was quite superb. So this configuration does actually work quite well. We'll test it out and see exactly how she performs, and what I'll do is actually cut to some footage of us testing this Horizon HD and see exactly what the quality looks like. Okay, so what you're looking at now is some test footage shot with the Horizon HD version 4, and keep in mind these are all pretty much handheld shots, and the sort of things you're looking at is what you're going to be looking for is essentially detail in the picture, sharpness, brightness, contrast, etc. Now I haven't done any editing to this footage, this is just straight raw from the Horizon HD 1080p at 30 frames per second straight into the video timeline. And what you're looking at here is 3 passes that I do where the sky is first using 1/3 of the screen, then it's going to be using half the screen, and then followed by 2/3 of the screen is going to be sky. That's just showing you how it's handling bright and dark areas. So far the video looks quite good. I'm impressed with the quality, it seems quite reasonable, there's no 2 ways about it at all. I might do some comparisons with the Mobius camera and see exactly how that goes. But essentially the beauty of this camera is going to be the fact that you can remotely control taking photographs and also remotely control taking video, etc. So it is going to fit that niche market if you require that sort of level of control. Anyway, look, I hope you found this video enjoyable, and I will let you watch the rest of it, and I will catch you later, and we will do a follow-up video on this. See you later, guys.